This is LA Jordan. Okay, so we back for part 3 of was segregation more helpful or harmful? Wait, was segregation more helpful and inclusion more harmful to the black community and or black race? So again, I'm only speaking from observation. Okay? This is not my opinion. This is not my thoughts. This is just solely observation. Okay? Okay. Now, where I last left off, I was talking about, how by 2050, there's a study saying that by 2050, America would be at the very beginning of starting its own race of people. Basically, us being a carbonation blended, finally we melted pot, okay, of people. So that would be our new race, maybe starting around 2050. That is the projection as of right now. Saying how, with us looking, being in more interracial marriages, being more inclusive in our dating preferences, right? We are basically building a race of people. We are. And so, with the natural born, wait, no. The original ethnicities that are here and races that are here in the melting pot, right? Before it is to be completely melted, right? It leaves us to think like, okay, what is going to happen to our original people in the future, right? And all of this stems from, the conversation of segregation, right? And how over, throughout history, we have seen white people, predominantly white people, right? Males is what was said in the D.L. Hughley video. Predominantly white males being in the forefront of creating laws that strategically segregate people, right? And to segregate people in many different ways, and specifically, majorly targeting black Americans. Now, in the video, D.L. Hughley spoke a lot about crime and how black Americans are always making the headlines for the crimes that they do and or don't do, right? Because you can easily, like, as a black American, you can easily be put into the system for a crime you didn't even do. Right? Black Americans are more easily and always making headlines for the crimes and mistakes that they make, right? Versus in comparison to white Americans. Okay? So with that being said, that also enforces my last point of segregation on the black community, inclusion on the black community, and also losing the originality of each minority, or not minority, but each ethnicity in this country. And criminally, there is a large percentage of African American males locked up, right? Now, as an observation, how is it that you have 10,000 slaves on one plantation and 20 white people running it? Maybe 100. And you mean to tell me that black people are the minority? How is that possible? Strategically, over the years, African American communities have suffered at the fate of genocides. Maybe that's how that's possible. Or we have suffered at the fate of the judicial system, because most of our males are locked up. And you need both a male and a female to create a baby. But if they locked up, how can you do that? How can you continue to procreate and progress and create children? So then we remain the minority. Sometimes I wonder, is it strategically? Because if you are locked up, you then become property of the state, which gives them power and jurisdiction over your genitalia and its usage. Now, what you do inside of prison could also impact how you come out of prison. The pan-sagging theory. Because no offense, but if you have mostly incarcerated black males, and then some of them become homosexual, and then they come out of jail, and you're pushing homosexuality onto the American people. That also is and can be considered genocide. No offense, just observation, okay? Just something to think about, right? No, it got really deep, like really quick, right? But seriously though, think about it, right? You know? And when we talk about inclusion, so that's the remaining black males that are free on the outside. We talk about inclusion. And then we talk about, black males wanting to date outside of their race as well. So then you create another diaspora of, you see what I'm saying? We speak on, did inclusion help and or hinder the black community? I don't know. Part 4 is coming up. Give me a